Hello there, beautiful, and welcome to The Dark Alchemist. Today I have a very special reading for you, coming to you live from the lunar eclipse. I say live because I'm literally filming this a little past midday, and around my location, that is when the eclipse energy is going on. So I'm filming this during the eclipse. That's when I start this. So I feel like it's going to be interesting. And in general, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you handling all of these energies that's been flying around in the last few weeks? Because for me personally, it felt quite intense. And today, with the blood moon and the lunar eclipse, is the culmination of the past few weeks, where all of the eclipses, right? We're in eclipse season. Like today is the last eclipse of the year, and it's a culmination of these energies. Now, eclipses can be quite intense. It's a time where we are invited to do shadow work, so any patterns, behaviors, thoughts, etc. that are not supportive for us can come up, so that's where the intensity can come in. And the beautiful side of that is that there is a lot of breakthrough energy in the air that's connected to that, right? Because we are asked to shed, and when we shed, there's space for something new to come in. So today's reading, I have 3 piles for you. We will have overall themes of breakthrough. Basically, these cards will be topics of yours where the breakthrough could be what is surrounding your breakthrough. And then I'm going to I pulled a lot of gentle cards, card decks, and then we will go into gentle messages with the question of how can you support yourself through that? Because I feel like the tenderness needs to come back into all of our lives right now. So I will show you the cards, and then I have some crystals for you to choose from in a second as well. But let's look today at pile number 1. We got separation. For pile number 2, we have against nature. For pile number 3, we have Pluto. If you prefer to crystals, I will bring them to your right now. Let me also give you a close-up view of the crystals. For pile number 1, we have rose quartz. For pile number 2, we have pyrite. And for pile number 3, we have some clear quartz. Now I'm going to give you a 30-second meditation. I will also zoom in for you with a bit of music so that you can choose your piles if you want to go based off image or crystal. And I will see you in your selected piles. If you chose the separation card and the rose quartz, welcome to your lunar eclipse reading. And first of all, after I pull your card, I like to meditate a bit, and I'm also always asking your spirit guides to come in and bring me messages. And before we get into today's cards, I would like to talk a little bit about this and giving you the overarching energy of what I got. the very first sentence that I heard was that you feel wobbly. And the reason for that is that you are finally choosing yourself. And your spirit guides came through. It was so sweet. They said that we are very, very proud of them. So they're very, very proud of you for finally choosing yourself. And because of you finally choosing yourself, there is an instability in your life happening because of that. It's not because you are unstable or the choices that you've made, like you choosing yourself is the cause for instability. It's more so that everything in your life is reorganizing and shifting to fit to the new you, basically, to fit to the new version of you. And because of that, it feels a little bit unstable and it feels a bit wobbly, but it's a positive shift. It's just like everything in your life is reorganizing. And I specifically got four topics regarding this. The major one I got was relationships. I got them once with like romantic relationships. I got some for you with friends. I got family. I got job as a huge topic because basically the old doesn't resonate with you anymore. So it's like shifting on all levels, which causes these feelings of wobbliness. And I also got for you the activities, basically like finding new soothing methods are to be discovered by you in the upcoming times. And I also asked them if this choice, this separation that's happening, if that was a conscious choice of yours or not. And they told me that it was a conscious choice to change. And you did this recently, and now it's basically the aftermath that's unfurling in your life. Or the other image that they gave me was quite interesting. They gave me the image of an earthquake, how like the earth kind of cracks open and the like magma comes up from underneath to kind of like create the new, and how these like wobbliness or these feelings of instability are kind of like this after shaking of like the massive earthquake. So I would say just the fact that they give me an earthquake to describe the changes that you are experiencing, I would say I'm also proud of you for hanging on to the ride. And I mean, when we look at this card with separation, just looking at the imagery for a second here, what I'm feeling like is that there are, two energies, but this for me is kind of like a split in yourself that kind of then ripples out into your life, because we have one energy that is moving to the future, that is moving forward, and then we have one that's not necessarily like moving to the past, but that is staying in the past. So I feel like you surrounding the relationship aspect, where it feels like because you finally chose yourself and you are making these active changes in your life where you are the person that is moving forward, and to you, because you are moving forward, and like the earthquake is like, it's a big shift. It's like a big shift in one go, where basically like from one day to the next, everything feels different, even though it was a conscious choice of yours. We are never really prepared for the aftermath of that. We don't really think about that a lot. We don't have the overview for that most of the time, frankly, which is okay, right? That's fine. We're dealing with it as it comes. And to you, it feels like the other energies that are surrounding you are kind of like stuck in the past in a way. Okay, with this, let's get into your actual cards as well. I'm going to pop your crystal right up here. Yeah, I feel like that. So the first card I have for you is the Mystic Rose, with compassion, devotion, humility, humanity, and grace. The next card I have for you is Open. Say yes, expand through the extremes, and trust life. Put this there. Yep, it's better. Then I have for you, the Rose of Venus. Alignment, flow, right relationship, and harmony. And then I have for you the Sacred Union. Beloved within, inner and outer relationships. All right, this is already starting to paint a picture. Now, with these cards, I'm massively being drawn to the trust life aspect of it, where I feel like because it's wobbly and like with a separation going on, there's like earthquake energy. I think you are a bit afraid of basically asking yourself whether or not you made a mistake, in the sense of, you know, it's right for you to choose yourself, but because of all of these changes going on, it feels a bit overwhelming. And that's why we have expand through the extremes. Like, you need to trust that this is not things falling apart, this is things falling into place. This is the biggest distinction between these two that your spirit guides are drawing me to. And that's why we have with the first card here, the compassion, the humanity, and the grace. And you see like around the heart center, she's holding a rose here. You see that, right? So there's like a lot of gentleness, a lot of gentle, tender care for yourself, and self-compassion that this is a big change, and that it's normal for you to feel a bit wobbly about what's going on. That's normal. It's normal to feel a bit scared when things are falling apart, or it feels like falling apart, when in reality they're falling into place. Sometimes we do not know the distinction between the two, because looking at it from the outside, they kind of look the same, where things crumble, when in reality they are falling in place and not apart. But the destruction process for a bit looks the same. So that's why you're being called to say yes and to expand through the extreme, and to trust life. And with this card in particular, there is a tapping video I would like to give you, like an EFT tapping video surrounding trusting the process, because I feel like that's what you're being called to do big time right now, is just to trust the process of things coming together, things falling into place. And you've said yes to yourself, and like I said, your spirit guides told me that they're very, 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 very proud of you for doing that. I mean, they gave me the message, they are finally choosing themselves. They said finally to me as well. So I know that this has been a long time coming, and a lot of self-doubt went into you making this choice in the first place. So this is wonderful. This is really, really wonderful. Really, really wonderful. And with these two, I feel like this is what like more so the outcome side of this pertains to. And we got the Rose of Venus: alignment, flow, right relationship, and harmony. And that's exactly it. The situation that you're leaving, or the person that you once were that you left behind, that you consciously chose to come closer to yourself, is bringing you into deeper alignment. This is part of you coming into flow, and this is part of you bringing the right relationship to you. There's a lot of harmony on the other side of these shorter changes, of this wobbliness, that you need to trust and hear with the sacred union. Beloved within, inner and outer relationships. Remember how in the beginning I said I got the area of relationships being heavily affected for you, and how you do not resonate with the old anymore, and it's because the new that you're building for yourself, and you need to trust that you breaking free from the old also means that the new relationships that you are drawing to yourself are going to be vastly different. They're going to be aligned to the new energy that you have about yourself, because law of attraction makes it so, where basically the vibration that you send out is the people that you attract into your life. And because you are going through a massive transition of this, the relationship, the partnership that you bring to you, as well as the friendship aspect, they're going to match. So the way that you speak to yourself and the way that you are treating yourself is very, very important, because that's the determining factor for the relationships, the new that you're bringing in. So with you being more authentic also means that the people that you're drawing in are authentic. So I feel like the satisfaction that you will get out of these new relationships that are coming in when this has been going on for a bit and the aftershaking has calmed down, I feel like there's going to be a whole new level of satisfaction for you. Because like deeper connections on all levels. That's really beautiful. Okay, let's look into the next couple of cards for you. We got, bigger picture. Trust the universe to paint the bigger picture. See, we got like another card of you trusting this energy right now. We got, manifestation. Create the life you want. We got first quarter, take action. And we got, you are, embrace the magic of your being. I'm going to pull the other side as well. We got the King of Cups for you. We got the Eight of Wands. We got the Five of Swords. We got the King of Pentacles. And we got the Moon. Oh, powerful energy. Okay, let me rearrange that for a second so that you can see all of your cards. Okay, much better. What I love first and foremost is that underneath the separation card, this is a bit of an outcome card of this, is that what this is bringing you into is the King of Cups energy. So that's someone that is emotionally very, very fulfilled, very, very happy, very joyous, but also someone who is, you see how the sea around him, there are quite a few waves going on, how you going through this right now is going to massively increase your capabilities of handling difficult emotions and times that feel not that secure. Basically, you are going to shift as well where you feel most secure, where it's going to be less connected to, I will say, like anchors of like physical things surrounding you, like job security or other things, and you will find a newfound security within yourself because of who you are and because of what you're capable of. So there's a whole new control over your emotional state because of that. There's a lot of resilience that is on the other side of that, of this transition, which wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Now we got here for what's going on right now with you. We got the bigger picture, trust the universe to paint the bigger picture. It's what I said with the open card as well. It's you're being drawn to trust that things are falling into place instead of things just falling apart in your life, just crumbling to the ground. And this is not massive destruction. This is things falling into place, which is really, really beautiful. I love that. And then, I mean, you see even the imagery, we got the manifestation card next. You choosing yourself and you choosing to separate from certain energies, places, people, jobs, etc. in your life makes a lot of room for you to create the life that you truly want, the life that feels aligned to you, where you feel most happy, like your happiest self. And that is in your hands, quite literally in your hands. That's why we got the say yes card here, because your dreams are very, very valuable of what you want to create. This is what you're drawing to yourself. And we got with first quarter, take action, is letting me know that the manifestation aspect, when we think about manifestation, there are different stages. There's the stage where you launch the rockets of your desire, where you are thinking about something that you want in your life, and then there is a little phase of dreaming things up, and then there is the phase of starting to take inspired action. And the word inspired action is key here, because you're not just massively doing any type of action. This is a very, very conscious choice to wait for inspiration. And when inspiration hits, then to take the action, because that is going to propel you further so much more, rather than basically moving before every part of your vibration is aligned. And with the change that you've already made, like you choosing yourself, and then the changes or the ideas that come up for you in this moment of instability are inspirations of the new life that you are creating. So you need to trust these inspirations that come up, even if it's something that is a bit outside of your comfort zone. In the sense of when it comes to job change, for example, it could be that you worked in a field of marketing and suddenly you feel drawn to alternative medicine, and you are super fascinated by the emotionality that is centered in the body, and like which body part is connected to which emotional center, and how like all of this is connected, and you feel called to do a course. Please go ahead and do a course on this. All of these are like little signs from the universe that are painting the bigger picture. Even if you do not see the full overview, it's there, so you're being guided. And that's why we have you are embrace the magic of your being here, because you are following your intuition right now. And intuition in itself is a magical, magical thing. To receive this input and then to be courageous enough to leave an old life and start to make the changes, that is incredible. That's incredible that you are so connected to yourself that you feel and you know, okay, the time is right. And that's why we have this here, embrace the magic of your being, because you are in the process of creating as things are what feels like falling apart. That's a very, very important moment of creation, actually, because the old needs to fall away in order to make space for the new to come in. So you're right exactly at this moment where while the old is like crumbling, you're starting to get this inspiration for the new life. You're starting to slowly get these inspired hits, and that's why it's time to trust your intuition with that and then keep moving forward. And then on this side, where it's the more about the outcome side, which I love, the first card that we have is confirmation for this earthquake energy that your spirit guides gave me, because we got the 8 of Wands, and this is a very, 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 very fast-moving energy in this deck, which tells me that these changes are happening radically, rapidly, in a way. We got the alignment, the flow, right relationship, harmony. This tells me that when you are in this energy and you start to follow this, you start to take these micro actions, this energies will come in very, very fast. This is a very, very fast shift. I mean, like an earthquake, this is like fast moving energy. And here we have the 5 of Swords, which speaks about conflict, but it's more so conflict in the mental space, and I'm being drawn to speak a little bit about the perception of this situation right now, where your mental space where in your mental space you are not 100% sure about the choices that you made, and in the sense of all of these fight energies that are going on in your head, where you feel, because you feel wobbly, there is sometimes a like just frankly a doubting happening, doubting of your path and doubting of whether or not you've made the right choice. So reaffirm to yourself that you are currently creating a better life for yourself, that you're creating something that feels good, that you are choosing yourself and you deserve the best this universe has to offer. You deserve to live a life that feels good to you. You deserve to be surrounded by harmonious relationships and living a fulfilling life. Because this is a bit of a fight energy that is within yourself. And you have this fight energy a bit within yourself because of the past relationships that are not resonating anymore. it's a bit difficult sometimes when we are in a situation like this where we are making this radical shift and nobody and nothing is really resonating anymore. We can feel quite lonely, and we can feel quite like an outsider, like something is wrong with us almost, because just from one day to the next, the old just does not resonate anymore. And I know this can feel like a very scary place to be in. And particularly because the others have stayed the same in our perspective. Particularly because of that, there's this feeling of otherness that's connected to it. This is a temporary thing, okay? This is coming up for you to learn to hold on to your own perspective and be true to who you are, and for you to learn to separate that you can be your own energy regardless of others and regardless of how others see you. So there's a bit of a learning curve surrounding that here. And what this is bringing you is, and I love this so much, is bringing you not only in the King of Cups energy, but also bringing you into the King of Pentacles energy, which is a very, very grounded energy that is highly abundant, and abundance in all ways of life. Abundant in resources, money, but also abundant in relationships, abundant in love, abundant in joy, abundant in happiness. This is the ultimate culmination of you also sitting on the throne of your own physicality. So like you're reclaiming your own body and your own authority over your body. The way that you are feeling and moving through life is a very, very grounded, embodied way of living. It's beautiful. And that's why it's right underneath here, beloved within inner and outer relationships, because you're so grounded within yourself and so embodied with this authenticity. That's the people that you're drawing to yourself. That's really nice. And then I have for you the moon. So the subconscious, the intuition, the mysterious. And the reason that this is coming out towards the end of the reading is because we start with trust the universe to paint the picture, and this journey of following these little like crumbs of inspiration to manifest the life that you want, that your spirit guides know would fulfill you the absolute most, would bring you into this deepest King of Pentacles energy and King of Cups energy. And it feels a bit mysterious to you right now, but you need to trust your intuition, and that this will lead you along the way. Oh, that's really nice. I love that for you. I will read 2 cards for you. I will read the open card, and I will read the sacred union for you. Yeah. Open. Say yes, expand through the extremes. Trust life. This is probably one of the biggest challenges of life, keeping your heart open through the extremes. No one is immune to the highs and lows of the human experience. From the ecstasy to the agony, the joy to the grief, the love to the loss. We cannot bypass the difficult parts of being human if we want to truly experience this bliss. If you close your heart off to the grief, you won't be able to fully experience the joy. The rose teaches us this, season after season. She knows that if she does not surrender to each of the seasons, come summer she won't be able to bloom. Birth teaches us this too. The safer the mother feels, the more she can open. Living and dying with your heart open is truly a courageous act, as a life well lived is full of losses and tragedies, as well as great love, triumphs, and adventures. When we are going through difficult times, when we most want to separate, the healing is often found in connection and not separation. When we close our heart and shut down because the pain is too much, we often find ourselves more separate than before. The rose shows us how to open to the world no matter what the day brings. This card is here to encourage you to say yes to life, to expand through the extremes, and to put your 2 feet wholly and completely in. Soul inquiry. How can you say yes to life? The sacred union, beloved within inner and outer relationships. Relationships are how we grow. They cradle and stretch us. Through connection and division, love and hurt, compassion and separation, they invite us to return again and again to the most important relationship we'll ever have, the one with ourself, the sacred union that's been waiting within. Ancient mystery teachings whisper secrets of sacred unions. Hieros Gamos, sacred marriage in early Christian mysticism and Kabbalah, sexual alchemy in ancient Egyptian teachings, and Yapyum, father-mother in the Tibetan Buddhism. We're familiar with mystic couples such as Isis and Osiris, but we each have the sacred masculine and feminine within. And sacred union through external relationship is always an invitation to deepen the union within. Every relationship can be seen as an invitation to deepen connection with the beloved within, even our most challenging relationships, especially the most challenging ones. The sacred union isn't just between you and another, it's returning to yourself. And when we return to ourselves, we also return to humanity as a whole. Maybe you're being invited to grow through relationships. Perhaps you feel like you're being tested or stretched, or find yourself longing for something external. This is an invitation to deepen the connection within, to embrace yourself fully and treat yourself like the most precious person on the planet. The more embraced you feel, the easier it is to embrace others. Soul inquiry. How can you embrace yourself more? And I feel like this is a very, very good connection to all of your reading, where everything is connected and coming together. So like I said, I will leave you an EFT session down below. And what I will also do is, based on the readings that I'm doing today, I will craft, and just like that, at the end of your reading, my battery died. I was just saying that based on the readings that I'm doing today, because I'm tapping into your energies, I'm crafting a 5-minute affirmation track that I will upload on the channel tomorrow. If you're watching this in the future, I'm going to pop it into the info card right now so that you can go ahead and check it out and have some 5 minutes affirmations to listen to in the morning while you're getting ready to support you through these energies, because I feel like we could all use with some encouragement and uplifting. But I loved reading your energy. Thank you so much for allowing me to do that. And this is beautiful. I love that you're coming so close to yourself, and all the changes that are going to happen are going to be so wonderful. And when you are finished with it and you're looking back at how everything came together, that's where the illumination will set in, and where you will realize that trusting your intuition was your absolute best bet. I'm wishing you the best energies on this journey, and I hope to see you soon again. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Bye. If you chose the Against Nature card, welcome to your pile. Before we get into the cards, I have a few messages, because I like to meditate when I pull the cards to connect to your spirit team and see if they have any messages that they want to just give out straight through to me, because I can hear them. And for you, I heard a few, and we will look how they tie into the reading when we get there. The first message that I heard was that that you feel like you are trying to escape. Not trying. You feel like you are escaping the black void. And I heard the word escape, escape, escape over and over again. And then I inquired a bit about what's this black void, because just in itself, this can be many different things. And they told me that you are escaping from one particular person or energy that shaped your mental space. So we are talking about the black void that is in your mental space as sort of an imprint of this person. Then they showed me an image of a thought spiral of just a spiral going down, and this sensation or this feeling of getting sucked further down into the depths, sucked into the darkness, something that I saw. And the advice that they gave me was for you to start questioning it. Start questioning the origin of these thoughts. So when thoughts like this come up, ask yourself, where does this come from? Is this actually mine, or am I hearing the internalized voice of that one person? What happens when you start doing that regularly? First of all, you're watching your thinking. So there's already like a detachment from it. There is less identification with it because we are not our thoughts, first of all. And second of all, it will help you to see patterns of thoughts. The second part of the advice that they gave me was for you to learn to actively speak more softly to yourself to make the distinction easier. So that's like, and like you don't go from having intrusive, I hate myself kind of thoughts to I love myself in one day. Okay, so this is about not about doing a radical shift like this. It's about subtle steps of maybe going from I hate myself to I tolerate myself to, oh, there's one thing about myself that I do like. And then like bit by bit, like step by step, you are crawling out of this hole by just like, it's like a staircase where you just take the next step and the next step and the next step. And like learning, to speak yourself more softly in that way. Because not only will it help you make the distinction easier between what is actually your voice and what's the internalized one, but it will also provide some counterbalance so that this like spiral thing that's going on is not happening in the same way anymore. When you are having a thought like this that comes up where when you ask yourself and you realize, okay, this is actually not from me, this is from like internalized voice from the other person, from the situation that I was in, recognize that, like actively think, oh, okay, this is them, this is not mine, and then already you can start to emotionally detach from it. Because the thoughts, or like the problem or challenge with thoughts, is our attachment to them. So we give them, like, emotions and thoughts are fueling each other, where the thought fuels the emotion, and then you feel more down, and then the feeling more down emotion fuels the thoughts. So there's a stopping of momentum needing to happen when it comes to this dynamic, and that's why the speaking softly comes in and interrupting. You can interrupt this thought pattern of asking yourself, is this actually mine, or am I having this internalized voice? Okay, that was it for starters. Let's take a moment and look at your card to go a little bit deeper. I mean, the black void is what I was felt drawn to and drawn into. But with Against Nature, this card I will read to you because I feel like you need to hear it, because there is a certain resistance that I feel from you regarding this. Because like it's not an easy thing to do, to actively try and stop a thought and to actively interrupt thought patterns that have been installed within you for a really, really long time. That's difficult to do. There is a bit of resistance towards doing that. Yeah, let me read this card for you actually straight away, because I feel like you need to hear. Against Nature, willfulness to force or control. On some level, we all know when we are going against nature. We recognize it in feelings of impatience and agitation that arise when trying to force certain outcomes. The Confinatum card arrives to remind the alchemist they cannot control the uncontrollable. Nature has its way enveloping us in a wild narrative that we can collaborate in, but not dictate. No matter our efforts to manage every aspect of our lives, the mess ensues. Spring is soggy, the lotus requires mud, people do what they do. This card heeds a warning not to fight the flow of Mother Nature or of destiny. Once we loosen the grip of what we think life should look like, a whole new realm of possibilities awakens. Now's the time to be radically open to what nature has in store for you. And then underneath it, we have to ponder, what we resist persists. Yeah, this touched up on the resistance that I was feeling from you. The resistance of looking at these thought patterns and trying to separate. It's almost like you're trying to ignore the mind when it goes into this thought spiral where you're trying to ignore it. But like, listen, the reason that this is coming up for you now is because it's time for you to heal this pattern within yourself. So anytime that anything comes up for you as a topic, it's not, or like a feeling comes up, it's not in order to punish you. It's coming up to alert you that there is something that is in need of healing from you. So it's actually very, very supportive energy in and of itself. Even though it feels uncomfortable to dive into it, it's actually your body letting you know, hey, baby, it's time to go and look at this. All right, let's get into your cards. I'm going to put this over here. So we have Brothers of the Rose, Sacred Masculine, Honor, Protection, and Support. We have Whispers of Mother Earth, Creativity, Ideas, Inspiration, Artist, Writer, and Channel. I got more cards for you than for the other piles. We got the Sun card, Joy, Enjoyment, Life Force, Success, Vitality, and Play. And then I got for you the Return, a new story, you decide, alignment, and it's coming together. As well as Lineage of the Rose, moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call, and gather. Well, let me take a moment and rearrange this for you. All right, that's much better. Now let's start in the beginning with Brothers of the Rose, with a Sacred Masculine, Honor, Protection, and Support. The reason I'm saying that is the Sacred Masculine, I mean, when we look at the card that we just got for you with Against Nature and us reading that and this sense of wanting to control, of resisting, that is the sacred masculine at play. That is the masculine energy at play. It's the yang energy of trying to control actions, of not wanting to surrender to what is, of just going against nature. So there is a call here for you to surrender and to allow things to be. I mean, when we look at this card as well, we have two masculine energies here, and we have a feminine energy here that is highly, highly pregnant. Right, in birthing is something like when it's time for the baby to come, the baby comes. Right, like whether you like it or not, like the baby is coming out then. So there's a certain element of surrender happening in the birthing process, and I feel like that is why you're being called to surrender to that. The second message that I have for you is, with all of the support around, it's your spirit team that is all around to support you. It's like you have a lot of protection surrounding you at this time, even if sometimes, because of this like black void feeling or sensation of the thought pattern, even if sometimes because of that you don't feel like it, but they're here to alert you, to let you know that they are actually around you. So they are there. They are there. This is a balancing out of energies as well, with like the masculine and feminine within yourself that is happening because of you, like not trying to push the thoughts away, but actually taking a look at them, right? So there's a surrender aspect to it, not surrendering to like the darkness of the thoughts if it goes as deep as, let's say, life-ending thoughts. Like, it's not surrendering to the thought itself, it's acknowledging that it's there, and then taking measures and like taking certain actions to heal this thought pattern. That's what we're talking about here. And as well, like with the support, might be time for you to reach out for support to heal this pattern within yourself. If this like black void, because I mean, I'm reading for the collective of my pile number 3s, right? So there are a lot of you right now, and you are at different stages of this topic in your life. So some of you will have started to question this thought, and some of you like are at different points of this like darkness spiral, I'm gonna say. So if you are at the bottom and you are actually experiencing life-ending thoughts, reach out for support. Okay, that's important. You don't have to do all of this by yourself. There is support surrounding you. Reach out. Okay, reach out. Very, very important. But you are highly protected at this time. Now with Whispers of Mother Earth, with like the creativity, ideas, inspiration, artist, writer channel, as well as the Sun card, is like a call for you to shift your focus. So like finding a balance between actively working on this like thought pattern and like speaking softly to yourself, and balancing that as well with the action part of it. So one situation that I'm getting, for example, is that there are certain actions that, you know, if you were to take them, they would be beneficial for you, they would be healthy for you, like going for a walk when you've been inside all day, depressed on the couch, and you're like the like black thought spiral telling you like it's not worth it anyway, or something like this, and you are getting these inspired ideas to get up and go for a walk for a reason. That's your body asking you to move in such a way so that some of the energy can be released. That's why we have this ideas and inspiration here. So you're being called to follow these ideas and inspirations for the positive actions that you're getting, because what this will do with the Sun card here is it will bring some like life force back to you. There will be a regeneration of your body and soul, and the more that you start doing that, the more inspiration will come to you surrounding creativity, artistic manners. There's like the play element that's here as well, that's important to incorporate while all of this heaviness is around, is to make time to not only be in this heaviness and not only be caught up in this in the dealing of this mind pattern, but also to make time to just purely try to enjoy yourself. Like, what are activities that feel playful to you? What are activities that are regenerating the vitality of your body? What is regenerating your life force? Like, what are actions that actually feel good to you while you do them, but more importantly, afterwards as well? What feels good to you? And then to make time in your life to incorporate more of these activities as a counterbalance. Some of you are artists, some of you are painters who have temporarily stopped painting, and some of you are writers who have temporarily stopped writing. So if you're getting an inspired idea to pick up the pen or to pick up your paintbrush or any other type of artistry that you want to reconnect to, this is your confirmation for you to do that and be playful about it. It's not about the outcome. It's not about judging what you're creating. So even if you don't see yourself like you are an artist, and you do have this intention of being like, hey, I like never do that, but for some reason I feel like I would like to paint today. Go with that. Like, go with that and see what comes up for you. It's a very, very intuitive way of moving through that as well. It's really nice. And then on this side, we have a little bit of the outcome of you handling this topic, or you working your way through this topic. And we got as the first one, which is a very powerful card, I will read this to you. We got the Return, a new story, you decide, alignment, it's coming together. And the reason why I say this is a very powerful energy to have is basically you going through your thoughts like this and like working your way through this while you're incorporating things that feel good for you. First of all, it's going to rise your overall vibration, will make you easier to speak more softly to yourself as well, because in general you will feel better in your body. So there's the win on that front. But what you're doing with this is you're essentially, it's like turning on the light. It's like turning on the light, looking at these thoughts, at these thought patterns, which then bleed out in certain behaviors that you have. And it's like turning on the light in the basement and going through all of the junk that's there, or some things, you just stored there because you need them there. And they will be useful maybe in the next season of your life. And it's a matter of going through everything and then deciding what you want to keep and what you want to take forward into the new version of yourself, and what you can, like, which ones of these things you can let go. So there is a cleaning up energy surrounding this that is heavily centered in the thought patterns. It's very, very interesting, and that's why we have a new story, because and like with the return, it's like you returning to a more authentic version of yourself. Because when you strip all of this away, then you can dive fully into your creativity. You can fully dive into the artist that you are, and the playfulness, the vitality, the happiness is something that is returning when you go, like, after you've done this cleanup. Or it's not like after you've done this cleanup, it's not like you do this for 1 month and then all of a sudden this comes back. It's a conscious choice of doing this subtle shift at the same time. The more you do that, the more energy you will have for these types of activities and how this will come back. It's really nice. And that's why we have Lineage of the Rose as the last one. Moved by the goddess, here for this, soul call, and gather. And I feel like you going through this and rediscovering and reconnecting to your creativity and to this joy and happiness is going to bring you into your soul tribe. That's really beautiful. I love that for you. I will read the return for you, though. I will do it now. The return, a new story, you decide, alignment, and it's coming together. You've waited patiently for this moment. You've likely been working on the inner for some time, and now the outer is beginning to come into alignment. As changing beings, we're in a never-ending growth cycle. This does not mean that we are constantly in bloom. No. This means that we're constantly changing. This card is like the bloom, however, it's more powerful than that. It heralds the coming and going of a whole new way of being. An entirely new story has been written. This card heralds a great shift in your life. This often takes time, sometimes even lifetimes. Acknowledge how far you've come and how much you've grown. You are a part of creating change, not only in your own life, but in the world. Take a moment to take it in. You're just one of many, but your being here matters. A petal on the rose of a new humanity, part of the forever unfolding. Things are aligning for you and around you. They are convening and coming together. You are in the right place at the right time. Your outer world matches your inner world. This card is delivering a message of harmony, coming together, and the embodiment of holding a clear vision for years to come. You've been doing the groundwork to get to this moment right here, perhaps for months, years, or even lifetimes. Use this moment. You get to decide what happens next. Rose transmission. I acknowledge how far I've come and how much I've grown. I decide what happens next. It's beautiful. Okay, let's look into the next few cards that you got. So we got priorities. Focus on what truly matters to you. Love that. We got, Yemaya, goddess of the sea and mother of all. Love that you got a mothering energy alongside that. We got quite literally the eclipse card during this eclipse reading with transformation. Yeah, this is just confirming this like big shift that the return card spoke of as well, where it's like coming into a whole new way of being. I love that. And we have Artemis, another card of protection, goddess of light and divine protector. By the way, for like all of these, I do also pull the overarching energy, so like the bottom of the deck cards, and I don't put them on the table, but sometimes when I feel like they would help, I bring them out, and you got 2 more cards of protection. Okay, I'm not going to talk about these a lot, but here we got held. Look at the imagery in this. See, like the huge energy, spirit guide holding you. And then you also got Waite, goddess of peace and protection. So inherently you get like 4 cards for protection. That's wild. Okay. So I have one outcome card for you that I'm going to leave like this, because when cards come out like this, I like to leave them until it's time to read them. We got the Queen of Swords. We got the Page of Swords. We got another Sun card. Look how positive this shift is. So nice. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, sorry. Now let me rearrange that for a second. I'll be right back. Okay, this is much better. Let's start with the priorities card, with like focus on what truly matters to you. Because this card is connected to, or basically like calling you to get to know yourself better. It's speaking of looking at your deeper intentions that you have when you're moving through life as well. It's like, is what you're doing really aligned with where you want to go? Like how you're acting, how you're behaving. But it also speaks of your motivation for it. Am I choosing certain actions in order to be safe and convenient and go with the flow of what already is, or and like by doing that, am I avoiding a certain amount of change because change is uncomfortable, or is my way of doing things aligned with who I really am, who I want to grow into, and what I want to do? And in this like sense of against nature card, I feel like there's a huge connection between these two. That's why the unraveling of the mind space is so important, because this is this aspect of separation that this card speaks of, or that what your spirit's guides gave me as information in the beginning. It's exactly this unraveling, this separation of these thoughts of what's theirs and what's mine. Because once you do that, you can really start to listen to your own voice, and you can start to make this change happen, this change to live a more creative life that is aligned with who you are. That's really nice. We got Yemaya, which is funny because she is also another goddess of protection, actually. She also brings abundance and luck and prosperity. She is an African goddess. It's really, really interesting to me because the goddess of the sea is the representation of the deepest emotional states. It's the depth of emotion. I mean, the sea itself is very, very deep, very, very dark. So there is some work to be done surrounding the emotional space that we spoke of already, but you are protected as you're doing that, okay? So you're guided into doing this type of work right now, and there is so much abundance and prosperity on the other side of that for you once you make it through that. That is like, you see all of the roses that are in full bloom here, that's going to be you. All of these roses are going to be in bloom for you. That's when this artistry is coming together. That's when you are here for this. That's when you're following the soul call. And the soul call is leading you to abundance across the board. That's why we have the Sun card here, because this is more so surrounding the beginning of this, and then this one is more surrounding, like outcome, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. And then we quite literally have the Eclipse card. How funny is that? Or not funny, how synchronistic is that, I should say. And what I love about this is you see all of the roots down here, right? This person here is fully rooted. They have their eyes closed, their third eye is open. You see the red moon here, and they're connected. They're like moving through life, being led by their heart and being fully grounded in themselves. This is an energy of being 100% yourself. So this is like after the separation of these thoughts of like, what is mine, what is not mine, what do I want to keep, how do I want to move forward. This speaks of this massive transformation that you're currently going through. And I feel like you've had like this energy. When I said this, there's like one particular person or energy that shaped this mental space, this like black like void mental space. I feel like a big thing that they sucked from out of you is believing in yourself and believing that living a creative life or making money as an artist, or that's like sort of the topic that I'm getting, and they made you feel like it's not possible for you to do that. And we got the goddess of light and divine protector, and I love that we have the light coming out when I'm being like so clearly drawn to this like dark, heavy mental space. This is what this reading is for. This is what this reading is for, is to bring the sun back and is to bring the light into this darkness for you to understand, okay, I can start by separating. I can start by just simply questioning, is that mine? Is that an internalized voice? And then from there on, when you have the light, move forward, because this will regenerate, just the way that you feel in your body. Now we have, oh, I love that so much. This is like an outcome card for you moving through this energy. And I love that we have the Six of Swords, because this quite literally speaks of you moving on, like leaving this old way of being, this old way of thinking, because the swords are connected to the mental space, leaving this old way of thinking behind. And you see here, the sea is super choppy, and you see here, everything is smooth. That's when we get into the lineage of the rose, like into this type of energy. It's like, yeah, oh, I love that so much. It's also you learning to go with this flow, right? It's like no longer going against your nature. It's like, yeah, you sinking your energy down and into yourself and then going with the flow. I love that. And let's get into the outcomes as well. Like this is outcome from you doing this, like that's the action to take there. And then we have you coming into the Queen of Swords, which is such a discerning energy. It's a very, very strong decision maker. It's like a fierce ruler as well. And you see on her throne, she has all of these butterflies here. So this speaks of this transformation of the mental space that you are coming into, right? It's like they're reclaiming the throne of your own mental space, of your mind. It's like taking control over your mind and like how you want to feel, how you want to move forward, what you can and cannot do. And that's why we have the Page of Swords next, because when we look at this card as well, it's like someone that's going on a new journey, and you see they have one step forward already, right? While their other foot is still kind of like lingering like in the old position in a way, and they move forward, but they're looking back. It's an energy that feels a little bit unsure of themselves, of like the step that they're taking with the mental space. And listen, when you are clearing up like such a deep like void, it has been present in your life for such a long time, implementing new thought patterns can feel uncomfortable, particularly if you're going from a very negative space to a positive space. It's going to feel a bit uncomfortable. That's why this energy is looking back to the Queen of Swords. It can feel a bit uncomfortable, but keep going in the positive direction regardless, because this is not a long period of time, okay? That's a short period of time where your mind needs to readjust to the new energy that you're bringing to it. And your body needs to readjust to the new energy that you're bringing to it. But this is a quicker process than you currently think. This is not a long process. This is just like continual effort that you're doing. And this will lead you to the sun energy. So like just full on sunshine. And it's basically as well, it's like transforming this mental space from the black void into this like field with sunflowers, because you can consciously create the garden of your mind with the thoughts that you plant there, the ideas that you plant there, and what you cultivate. When it comes to thought patterns or thoughts coming up as well, it's like when we feed certain thoughts with more attention, that's when more thoughts like this can come up. But there is a technique to just basically starve the thoughts, because you're not giving them any energy. And it's not like thinking that, it's not, how should I describe that? It's difficult to describe. Let me go back to the painting. Let's say you made a painting, and You think it's kind of good, but then this like void energy kicks in, and you're like, this is crap. This is so ugly. I cannot believe that. What was I thinking? Did I ever think that I was really going to be able to make a job in this scenario? And like, right, this is this downward spiral. The way to starve this thought is not to go in and then have the voice in your head saying, oh no, this is the wrong thought to have. I shouldn't think this way. This is the same voice coming back as criticizing. It's just taking a step back and just not feeding the thought. So like creating a gap in thought. And the way to do that, because when I say it like this, it sounds very abstract and it's not, it's difficult to do, particularly in the beginning. How you can shift your focus away from the thought is quite literally becoming present in your body. Put a lot of attention into either how you're standing, feeling the weight of your feet on the ground, or focusing on your breathing for like a little bit. And that is also something, because then your presence of your mind, like you are drawing it into your physical body, that slows down the mental space. So I'm also being drawn to meditation for you, which is also, by the way, connected to the eclipse energy, like transformation card, is to find ways in order to calm the mind down and come into this calm mental space. I will leave one video for you down below, like one video in the description box down below. That is a technique in order to come into your body and to stop the mind for a moment. I will leave a video for you down below that you can do. Yeah. And see, that's why we stop with the the 8 of Pentacles. This is a creative energy. This is someone that is mastering their craft, right? And it's also like with this mental space here, it's telling me that you are also going to undergo a shift in perspective regarding your creative pursuits, where you don't have the perfectionistic tendencies in the same way anymore, where you are recognizing that one action is also valuable and one painting is also valuable. And even though I feel like it might not be perfect, I made it, and it's honing your craft. It's like building up your craft one by one by one by one. That's how excellence is built. That's how very, very good, any master of any craft, it doesn't matter which field it is, that's how they get better, because they practice. I love that energy for you. Okay, so this is the reading that I have for you today. I love this. I wish you so much luck on your journey. And the last thing that I have to say is actually based on me reading all of your energies from all 3 piles. I'm going to make a little affirmation track, just like 5-minute affirmations to do in the morning or whenever you feel like it. And I'm going to craft it today, and I will upload it tomorrow. So basically the day after the reading. If you are watching this in the future, you will find it right now in the info box up there, like I'm going to put it up there. And yeah, just like a little bit of energy, positive thought energy to support yourself through this. I think we can all use that right now. Okay. I hope I see you soon again, and have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Bye. If you chose pile number 3 with the Pluto card, welcome, welcome to your eclipse reading. Now, before we get into the cards, I like to meditate. So I pull all of your cards, and then I like to meditate and connect straight up to your spirit guides to see if there are any messages that want to come through. And I've got a few for you. So let me get through them first, and then we'll get into the reading and see how everything ties together. The first thing that they said was for me to let you know to hold on. To hold on to a certain structure in your life or routine that supports you. Because they just said, hold on, and then I asked them what, and they said, building a routine. So they gave me specifics. They said for you to create a morning routine that grounds your energy. Basically, a morning routine that supports you to be present in the body. and then to also create an evening routine to release stress and calm the nervous system down. So these two things are key in supporting you through dealing with this Pluto energy. I got the message that you right now have an overactive mind, and I started to feel a bit dizzy, that your mind, that your thoughts are running at 1,000 miles per hour. So that's why it's so important for you to bring the energy down to be in the body. And what this helps you with is then to be calm and make grounded decisions based off that. I got another message which was interesting for me, because your spirit guides said that they're always on your right side. Like right now, they are on your right side. And they told me that sometimes you think you can feel them, and then you start doubting yourself. And they've let me know to let you know that you are actually correct in perceiving them. They are on your right. And I can physically feel them, even right now as I'm speaking them, as I'm saying that, I'm physically feeling them right next to me. And to me, it feels like a warm energy. It feels very like physically warm energy. They feel very comforting, calming, and they have a very nurturing presence. They said that this Pluto energy that you're working through right now is an initiation process. So you are right now in an initiation process. And when I asked them, what are you being initiated into? They said into your spiritual life, and that you are starting to perceive more subtle energies, like you're starting to perceive that. So this is an initiation process. That's also why you sometimes feel that you can feel them, and then you doubt yourself because it's new. Damn, that's so interesting. Oh, I would love to sit down and have a chat with you about that. That's so interesting. Okay, let's take a moment and look into your card, because the Pluto card is a card of the underworld as well as a card of power. It speaks of, like being deep in the underworld where things come up for us to look at, to work through. This is like the deep realms of doing shadow work. It's not easy thing to do, and I think that's why we got the hold on message first and foremost, to try and ground yourself with the routines in order to move through that. So there is an energy here of not pretending that this is not happening, like not pretending that that you are in fact in like underworld territory, in like shadow work type of territory, or it's like a death to an old way of being as well for yourself, and like not ignoring as well these the spiritual awakening that is happening in your life right now, but to admit to that, and then like admitting to it is the first step of like working your way through that. But that's so interesting with the initiation process. Straight away, I want to look into all of your cards. I'm going to pop your crystal right up here, I think. Yeah, like that. Which is also interesting to me, by the way, actually, because you see the top part is clear and the bottom part is not. So when we're talking about like journeys through the underworld, through a personal underworld with shadow work, right? It feels murky, and then there's the clarity there. So I feel like you are in the murky part when they're letting me know for you to hold on to your routines and build them, because it will bring you to clarity. I love that. So interesting. Okay, so the first card we got for you is, the breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, and time eases. Oh, it's such a gentle energy straight up. I love that. Okay, we got the Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, and harmony. We got the second bloom, a second chance, it's never too late, new possibilities. And we got held. Oh, that's so beautiful. Sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, and community. I mean, just like, I know I'm going to start talking about the other cards, but look for a moment how this person is being held. Like just this depiction straight up is how I'm perceiving this presence of your spirit guide. This is the depiction of what it feels like with them right next to me. Cause like, yeah, right here, like up my shoulder, like they're right next to me. I feel it. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, so we're getting a bit of clarification here with the first card regarding the type of underworld work that you're doing right now, where we're seeing, okay, it's connected to heartache, like pain in the heart area. That's why we have the heart healing here. It's the emotions. That's the, yeah, I mean, this is like nitty-gritty underworld type of energy where past feelings come up, where past situations come up in a feeling form, like deep work of like working with triggers. That's a very, very difficult energy to work through. You're in it. You are in it. I think that's why, yeah, like hold on for the ride. Hold on for the ride. But like, listen, I know it's not the most pleasant energy to be in, but it's so necessary to be in and to do this heart healing, to look into the emotions that we're feeling. I think that's also why you're being called to be present in the body, because you are, with having like an overactive mind, it's that you're more focused on the memories that are coming up and the feelings that are coming up for you, but like in a thought pattern type of way. And you're being called into the body because the way for emotions to move through the body and to leave the body is that all they want is they want to be felt. Okay, they want to be felt and they want to be held, and then you can release them. There's not necessarily actually thought attached to them, or in that front. It's more so that they just want to be held, like just holding space for yourself, holding space for your emotions. And that's why I feel being drawn to be present in the body, so that you can feel these emotions in your body, and you can also locate them, like where exactly are they in my body, to then release them. And I'm being drawn right now to give you the recommendation to, if you can, do a Reiki session, because the Reiki, it's a Japanese holistic energetic healing of the body, like the energy body, but emotions are connected to the physical body, where they can get stored there, like past trauma gets stored there. And it's a very, very, like Reiki is a very, very gentle way for you to be present in the body and to flush these emotions out that are ready to leave the body, that are ready to be felt. And it's something that calls you to be present in the body, but in a very, very, very gentle manner. And I think that would be very beneficial for you if you're in the position to get a Reiki session. That's the recommendation that I hear for you right now. Like one way for you to support yourself, but be present in the body. There are many meditations that you can find online as well, surrounding being present with your feelings and allowing, like feeling your feelings, to release them. And I will also leave one meditation of that down below. It's a meditation that I've been doing a few times as well that really helped me. So I will leave one down below for you. And yeah. It's so nice. By the way, now my camera clock says 88. It's like it's a number. I would like you to research that, 88. See what comes up for you. I feel like this is some type of confirmation for you for something. Yeah. Beautiful. And with the alignment, flow, right relationship, and harmony, I have two messages regarding this. The first one is that you are right now in alignment with doing this type of underworld work. Even if it's unpleasant, you are called to do that. The more that you align or like allow your emotions to be there and to feel this and be within your body, be present, the more in alignment you will come, because you will clear up your energy field, your energetic space. You will cleanse that. And what this will do is it will create a deeper harmony within yourself. There, like the fight energy that's present within yourself, regarding this like triggered energy, etc., is something that will ease the more that you are present in the body. It's kind of like becoming your own mother and like caring for these emotions and these triggers that are coming up like they are your little child that just played and fell over and is now hurt and is crying. It's like this type of energy of like tender care towards yourself, and that's where the harmony comes in. And with the right relationship and like flow, that is something that will come in after a while when you're doing this type of work and you start to change yourself. That's when all of these energies are coming in. Oh, that's so nice. I love that. And then on this side here, we have more so like the outcome of like, this is the beginning of you dealing with this energy. And then this one is more so outcome / like end stages of this. And we got the second bloom, a second chance. It's never too late, new possibilities. And that's exactly what you doing this type of shadow work will open up for you. It will bring you the new possibilities. And it's like, it's never too late or a second chance. This card speaks of having an unseasonably warm autumn where all of nature goes into a second bloom, where the roses start to bloom again, even though usually they do not. So this speaks of things being outside of the ordinary, which brings me back to this being an initiation process for you, right? Because you're starting to perceive the initiation towards the spiritual life that you have, towards your gifts as well. And this is the new possibilities. This is like the second bloom. It's like you thought you knew yourself before, and with this awakening, it's like, boom, you're a new person. And this will open up so many possibilities for yourself. And yeah, it's like you will blossom into the full being that you are. That's so beautiful. I love that for you. And that's what we have held here, because your spirit guides are here to guide you through this. They're coming through in a lot of messages. And I think with the number sequence that I saw as well, 88, in the upcoming weeks, whenever you see that, that's your spirit guides coming through and letting you know, hello, we're here, we're present with you right now. We're present with you right now. If you can, depending on where you are, of course, close your eyes and feel into your body and see if you can perceive them right next to you. Remember, they told me that they will always be on your right side. Like, yeah. That's so sweet. As well with the unseen help, this is the rippling through, like from them rippling through, because they have the full overview over this transformation for you, so they know which message you need to hear at which time, and they will bring you a lot of signs and synchronicities to encourage you to keep going with this, to encourage you to come into a more harmonious relationship with yourself. And they will come through in different things. They will come through in things like number sequences, can be certain conversations that you have with friends, but it can also come through in, quite frankly speaking, something like YouTube recommendations, like you finding this reading that you're watching right now. Things like this as well. And the more that you notice the pattern, the more you will start to trust your perception of them and your intuition about them. So they will also like to ask you to start a little book for yourself where you write down the little synchronicities that you find, because this will build confidence in your perception and in your perceiving qualities. Oh, that's cool. I would like to read the Breathing Rose for you, actually. The Breathing Rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. Often healing is a slow, steady process. It's complex and not linear. It takes as long as it takes, and most of the time that's much longer than we'd wish. But like all things in nature, there's a mysterious intelligence to it. And if we trust it and let the vibrant petals fall to the earth, cut back what's no longer, and protect the new shoots and buds from being pried open, we might find ourselves in a second bloom, and fruit will follow. You cannot manufacture that. We must trust the great mystery in the process. The bud somehow manages to burst through the constraints by opening to life. All of nature has this intelligence within it. The challenge when we're going through a time of healing, which is another word for growth, transformation, change, is not to close ourselves off from the world when we most want to separate and shut down. To somehow find the courage to open through the agony, the difficulty, and the hurt. And when we feel safe enough to let life soften us and not harden us, to deepen and cradle us. This is a card of deep heart healing. It will often come to us as a symbol of emotional healing that's in the process of happening. The mending's underway. Treat yourself and your healing with compassion, understanding, and gentleness. This is a card of deep encouragement that you are doing it. You are doing it. Time will ease everything soon. Soul inquiry. How can you treat yourself with gentle compassion and softness? How can you trust the timing of your healing? I mean, we quite literally have the second bloom being spoken of here, even in the beginning of this healing journey, and then we got it here as the outcome card. I love that there's this continuation of letting you know to trust this process. That's so nice. I love that. Okay, let's look into the next couple of cards for you. We have, yes, Inner Warrior, trust that you have power. Remember, Pluto is also the planet that speaks of power. We got new moon, new beginnings. We got waning gibbous, turn inwards. We have sacred sisterhood. Connect with your soul sisters to uplift and inspire each other. I'm going to rearrange that in a second. I got one outcome card of you dealing with this energy, and I got the death card. First and foremost, don't freak out about this. This speaks of the complete and utter rebirth of yourself, okay? When we're talking about spiritual awakenings here, this is you coming into your full bloom of who you are. It's a very positive card in this instance. We got the Page of Pentacles that looks like this because I poured coffee over it, so sorry about that. We got the Five of Swords. We got the Six of Cups for you. We got, the Five of Wands energy. And we have, oh, I love that we're ending with this. We got the Four of Wands. I will rearrange that and be right back because also my camera battery is low. I'll be right back. Okay, that's much better. Let's start right here with the Inner Warrior, trust that you have the power. What I love about this, with being like right underneath the heart healing emotions, is that, like we said, with the shadow work or going deep into the emotions, it's not a very easy thing to do. So you have a warrior energy that you can draw upon. And what I love as well is you see how her physical eyes are closed and she's looking at her situation basically through, here it's her shield, but this is a representation of the heart space, of the heart center, of like looking at the situation, not with your physical eyes, but with your whole being. So with your intuition, letting it guide you to a new space, to trust that you have the power to make it through this. I mean, the Breathing Rose also spoke about the duration of the healing process and how it's much longer than we'd like to. So it could be with the routines that came up in the beginning of our reading, that in order for you to remember that you do have the power to like have these routines in place, to give you a sense of control over your emotional state, where you can, or you are sure to replenish yourself, to calm down, right? That's the most important thing about these routines, is that they give us a certain structure of returning to a certain feeling in the body or in ourselves, right? And that in itself, when we have these micro promises that we keep to ourselves, it then builds trust, and it then builds a sense of power within ourselves. And when I say like micro promises, it's something like I'm going for a walk every day, or I'm cooking myself a meal every day. It's like all of these little things that we can set as little goals for ourselves to do, that then builds power within ourselves, because then we recognize we're valuing the small actions that we're taking, and then we can draw strength from that. I think that's very important, to have these routines in place for yourself. And they don't have to be long either, okay? Because I heard some of you being like, I don't have an hour. You don't need to have an hour. It can be as simple as listening to a 5-minute affirmation track in the morning, or listening to a 5-minute meditation in the morning, and doing like 5 minutes of stretching in the evening, or something else that feels good to your body. Okay, so it's like small short actions. That's how you build it up. It's not about having a 2-hour routine that you do perfectly for 1 week and then you fall off the wagon because it doesn't integrate with your regular life. That's not what we're talking of here. We're talking about something that integrates into your life, but that is a grounding presence for you, and that is a releasing stress presence for you. So yeah, it's very important. And then we have here the new beginnings, because like working through these emotions frees up the space for the new beginnings. So I feel like this is a completely new way for you to take care of yourself, frankly, for you to handle your own energy, and a like much healthier way for you to move through your emotions regarding how it was before. So I feel you being in an avoidant energy beforehand, like before this transformation of just like avoidant, not wanting to deal with it, and you coming into a space where you actually feel safe in yourself to look at these types of feelings and emotions. That's a radical shift in itself. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I love that. Yeah, see, when we got the turn inwards card here, it's the meditation, it's the being calm that I spoke of, to have like an evening routine to release stress and calm down, calm the mind down. We spoke about this a bit in the beginning of the reading, so I'm not going to go into this. And this one kind of connects to the breathing rose as well, with like the sacred sisterhood. Connect with your soul sisters to uplift and inspire each other. There are 2 messages regarding this. The first message is you currently have, I'm hearing 2 people. For most of you, it will be 2 people in your life that are already well on their way with dealing with their underworld emotions, etc. So that this will be people who are more into, I'm hearing, alternative medicines. So people that have been working their way through that already, that you can connect to, that then have a like a witnessing, there can be a witnessing presence for you going through that, and you can uplift each other. The second message that I'm hearing is that with the sacred sisterhood, you healing will bring in more people of your tribe, so like more soul connections for yourself, because you will be more aligned to yourself. You're like becoming your truer self, and that will also change the relationship dynamics that you have and the people surrounding you. But I feel like you already have a few people around. It's like an increase of harmony. We spoke about this. Love that for you. With the death card here underneath Pluto, I mean, there's also a lot of death depicted here, right? Which is the symbol for the underworld. It's a whole new way of being for you. This is the spiritual awakening. This is you rebirthing yourself, like going into the nitty-gritty energies of it, and recreating yourself completely. And when we look at this card, first of all, there's the sun coming up back here, right there. So much sun coming up for you. And with the other energies present, I feel like you are the one that is on top of the horse, and like all of these energies that are here begging around are different aspects of your life, personality, thought patterns, behaviors, can also be like job, and yeah, also people in your life, where you are with like having basically the mission to rebirth yourself and to create yourself anew, looking at everything in your life and determining whether or not you want to take them with you into the new or not. That's really interesting. I love that. That's cool. And then we have here the Page of Pentacles, and this speaks of a new beginning also in your physicality. It's like having this, like getting this idea, this inspiration for the new that you want to build, right? And it's right underneath new possibilities. That is self-explanatory. But I love it. It's so nice. But like we have two fight energies present here. We have one with the Five of Swords, and then we have one here with the Five of Wands. And what this draws me into is like why this ends as well with like the Held card and the sureness of the soil, the unseen help, is that while you have this idea for the new that you want to build, for the new possibilities, is that there is a little bit of fight energy present in your mind of questioning whether or not this is possible. We talked about this a bit in the beginning when I said, when I gave you the message of your spirit guides being there and you being, like me being drawn to you, questioning whether or not that's actually real. So there's a doubting energy present sometimes in the mind that you will work out as you move forward. That's why you have this connection here. That's why your spirit guide is coming through so strong. And this is what they're giving you. It's the emotional feeling. So basically as well, anytime that there's an energy surrounding you, when you can feel them, watch closely how your body reacts to the energy. Does your body feel good? Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel warm? Do you feel okay? Or are you starting to feel uncomfortable in your body? Is your body reacting with tension? Is your body reacting with fear, anxiety, stress, or just straight up feeling threatened? Even if it's just a little bit of uncomfortable, that's a sign that that's not your spirit guide. Like that's not an energy to dive into. And I'm also being called right now to guide you towards an energy bubble meditation. Okay, I will pop it in the description box down below for you as well. Because the more that you are going through this and the more that this spiritual awakening is happening, the more that your gifts are opening. You're not only opening to the positive, but you're also opening to the darker sides. And I'm not saying that to scare you, because it's just something that you need to be aware of. And listen, you are in full control over who you let into your energy field. Okay, you are in your full control. You have the power over yourself. You can set boundaries. For example, when I'm doing a tarot reading like this one, I'm connecting to your spirit guides. I'm connecting to, like energies, your energies. I'm setting with a bubble meditation for myself protection, and I am also regulating the boundary in the way that I am in my energy bubble. And I say, okay, I want to perceive pile number 3's energy. I want to perceive it, I want to feel it, but I'm not taking any of their energy on, and I'm not giving any energy away either. So there is a shield element. And this is important for you to know, that you can set the boundary for yourself. And then it's about the intention that you have with it. You can also ask your spirit team to come in to strengthen this protection, and you can ask them for protection. They're more than happy to give it to you. More than happy. And as I said that, there was a white light like appearing in the corner of my eye. So that was direct confirmation that yes, hello, we are here. It was also on my right side. So like, yes, they are there to let me know to, yeah. You can ask them, they will be there, they will add their protection to you. It looked like, for me right now, it looked like just like someone turning on a light for a second and then going out. So, and I'm sitting in the dark because I'm filming this right now. This is like my camera light, or my photo light is the only light that's on in this room aside from this. So it's like everything else is really dark. So that was very pronounced to see. And then, yeah, we got here with the Six of Cups. This is like part of the outcome. There's so much emotional fulfillment here. And you see how everything here is blooming. You also got like a lot of choices with the way that you want to move forward once you move through this energy. There are a lot of possibilities, a lot of opportunities opening up for you. And like all of these are blooming, and the cups speak of emotional fulfillment. So the journey that you're currently on, or what you're going through, this like heart healing, will not only bring you into a place of more harmony and alignment, but this will also bring you into a place of emotional fulfillment. You got as well with the health card, another card for community, and it brings me back to the sacred sisterhood here, and how everything is coming together and like, growing, a soul tribe coming in, so much emotional fulfillment that's there. And then we have the Five of Wands, and this is also a fighting energy, but in this instant, you are the outside perceptionist of this. Perceptionist? The outside perceiver. The outside perceiver of this. They're letting me know that this is an energy, the fighting energy that you're leaving behind. You are standing on the outside of this. You are no longer involved in this. So you're moving away from this. So while there is for a while this, like in the mental space, there's a little bit of fighting going on, it's going to clear up where you will be the outsider. And then this was the last card that we have for you, which is this card of celebration. It's the card of success. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. See how they're celebrating here? Look at them. Like having their flowers there and everything. Beautiful. All right. So this is the reading that I have for you for your eclipse time right now. I will leave all of the extra resources in the description box down below. And the only other thing I want to let you know is that because I've been reading like 3 piles of your collective energies, I'm going to craft a little affirmation track that will just be 5 minutes long. I'm going to do that later today, and I will upload it the day after this reading, so tomorrow. If you're watching this in the future, you will see it now somewhere up there in the info box. I'm going to put it up there. And this could be the one action that you're taking in order to have parts of your morning routine to like ground your energy and be present. That's one thing that you could do, because I feel like all of us could do with a bit of grounding and just some positive talk. That's why I'm doing this. Okay. Thank you for letting me read your energy. And also thank you for your spirit guides to come through so very clearly. It was an honor to read for you, and I hope I see you again sometime. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you soon. Bye.